Good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. It is so cold outside. That winter mixture is definitely coming through here in Texas, enough for me to like double up in a sweatshirt and a sweater and still be cold. But good morning and happy Plansational Sunday. So I want you guys to come along with me. Grab your coffee because I know it's cold outside. Yes, and I already have mine. Get your notebook because this Plantational Sunday is going to be a little bit different. This is not a hype session, this is a grounding session. Why? Because we are upon the last Sunday in January, and I want to make sure that we are laying that foundation, that grounding before we go into the month of February. So Plantational Sunday has always been about intention and making sure that you guys plan your life and not just have a to-do list. And so today I want to walk you through something that I've talked about before in previous Plantational Sundays, but I really want us to take this day. Many of us are shut in and not out on the road, and why not make this day about building that 2026 you that you really want to become, that 2026 you that you actually projected onto that vision board. I always tell people that we all have different visions. Why? Because that vision was placed inside of you, and for you to be able to become who you were created to be. And a lot of times we create the vision board because the vision is there. Like, we already know that we're supposed to live this way. We're supposed to have that. We're supposed to be reaching these people. We're supposed to be an entrepreneur. We're supposed to run multiple businesses. We already know what the vision is because every year when we get those magazines and we cut things out, or we go on Pinterest and find clip art and we put that vision board together, we're like, yes, that is who I want to become. And so today, instead of saying that's who I want to become, we are going to become. So in the chats, I want you to drop become. So today we are becoming that person that you said that you wanted to be, that person that has been burning deep inside of your soul, that person that not only that you dream of, but that person that you can see, feel, and know that you are him or her. So I want to take it further and talk about vision boards. Number one, vision boards are so powerful. Why? Because sometimes it pull things out of us that we know we're supposed to do. We know we're supposed to become, but certain situations around us, whether it's financial situations, whether it's people, whether it's friends, whether it's our mindset and the way that we've been conditioned, sometimes can keep us blocked. But that vision board is our time to just like really, really, really imagine or see or clearly see what is inside of us, and nobody can control that. Sometimes you have people look at a vision board and be like, she say she gonna do that, she say that's what she want. But we should really block that energy. We should really go against and say, you know what, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No evil thoughts or no negative energy should come towards us. And I constantly say that because sometimes when we cast our vision immediately becomes under attack. And sometimes it's the people that's closest to us that will put it under attack. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make sure that if you have not already created that vision board, that prayer board, whatever it is that gives you the overview of what you are becoming in 2026, I want you to go ahead and do that. But understand that that vision board does not stand alone, and it is not going to be the very thing that's going to change your life. It's going to keep your eye on a prize. It's going to remind you of who you said you wanted to be. It's going to remind you of who you know you're entitled to become. And so it's going to be that big reminder. But what is going to really change your life, and I probably sound like a broken tape recorder when I say this, but the more I say it, the more you're going to understand it. But what's going to change your life is going to be your calendar, your energy, and your decisions, because all of that has to start matching that vision. Your calendar has to support it. If you have this big vision to be able to become a millionaire and you keep looking at it, but yet you're not taking the necessary steps in your calendar to become that, then that's just a wish. That is just something that you just like, or something that you just say, hey, I feel like I want it, but I'm not sure. Because your calendar should match your calendar and your daily activity should match every single vision that you have on that vision board. Also, your energy. Like, if you are saying you want to become, you have to pump up that energy. You have to be excited. You have to stay up a little bit later. You have to commit. You have to be big and bold and say, hey, this is what I'm walking into. And then your decisions that you make every single day. So if you're saying, hey, I want to drop this weight, but you're making decisions every day that goes against what you put on that vision board, then how are you going to ever get there? So today, I'm not just asking you to plan your whole year. What I want you to do is think about what a day in that very developed, that very person who is living that 2026 vision board, what does a day in that life look like? What does the day of the person you're becoming in 2026 look like? Does that person get up at 4 a.m. and get their day started so that they can be done by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock? Does that person eat healthy? Is that person drinking more water? What does that person look like? And how can you build your day to support that person? And what I find is we have those vision boards, and what you should have next to it is a schedule and a plan of how your day is going to be structured, because it's going to take that very structure and commitment to become. That is how you become. And so without it, you will continue to look at that board and not reach it because you're not taking the steps. Okay. So your vision is a part of your identity. It's a part of who you are. There is a reason why you want to own multiple properties. There is a reason why you want to drive a particular car. There is a reason why you want to live in a particular house, because it is tied to your identity. And when you know your identity, when you can see it, when you know the vision, when you know who you are, a lot of people say that, like, oh, do you suffer with this? No, I know who I was called to be. I know who I am. Now, sometimes I allow things and situations to kind of pull me away from it, but then I have those moments where I'm like, whoa, this is not Carolyn. This is not who she is. This is not what she's called to do. So I need to get back on track. If that means letting go of relationships, if that means letting go of situations, if that means letting go of things that is keeping me back, I'm going to let it go. If it means not answering my phone, if it means shutting myself in and locking myself in a room or a hotel, it is what I have to do, because I know the vision, and because I know the vision, I know my identity. In the comments, I want you to put in the chat, I know my identity. And one of the things that's going to help you with that identity is getting clear on the vision. And a lot of us are like, I don't know. But the reason why you don't know, because you're not taking time to spend with yourself and getting an understanding of what you were created to do and who you were created to be. So I need us to walk in our identity, and how you're going to walk in that is by knowing the vision. All right. So when you know your identity, it allows you to make decisions. So remember, I said, if you don't make those decisions that match that vision, you are not going to get to where you need to be. Identity leads to decisions. I know who I am, so I make decisions that are aligned to me becoming the better version of me. So if it doesn't serve me and I say no, or this is not where I'm going, you shouldn't take it personal, because I know the vision. You don't know the vision. You may feel like you see yourself in my vision, but I'm the one that has it. So you can't tell me exactly what I'm supposed to do or what decisions I am supposed to make. You can give me recommendations. You can coach. You can give me suggestions of things that you have seen work or helped other people. But when it comes down to it, because I know the identity, I make decisions that is going to bring me closer and closer to the vision. I don't care what is text. I don't care what's email. I don't care what is said. Because there is one person that knows for 100% of where I'm going and what I'm about to do, and that person is me. That person is you. So understand that your identity is going to help, or knowing your identity is going to help you make better decisions. And guess what? Those decisions are going to shape your daily plan. So here it is. You have the vision. That vision is giving you clarity on your identity. That identity is helping you to make decisions. And those decisions are helping you shape your everyday action. So why not work it backwards? Why not shape your day in alignment with your identity so that you can get your vision, so that you can become who you are visualizing each and every day? So I want you guys to really think about how you are not only shaping your personal life, but how you're shaping your business life, and how they are lumped in together. They are not separate, but they must flow together in order for you to get that vision, in order for you to get the things that are burning and those desires that you have in your heart. So most people create like a life vision board, but they don't create a business vision board. So you have to understand that your life and your business are not separate, because each one influences how your day is going to flow. So if you have more personal things on your schedule as opposed to business things, guess what? It's going to influence that income that you have coming in. And this is where we really have to talk about protecting our peace and setting our business hours and setting those boundaries. Every time your phone rings, you don't have to answer. Every time you get a text message, you don't have to answer it right away, especially if it's out of alignment with your flow. You see, I'm trying to get somewhere and I don't need any distraction. So everything in my life has a schedule. I have a schedule when I answer certain things. I have a schedule of when I answer certain emails. I have a workflow. And individuals may feel a certain way about it, or I texted you 5 hours ago or 3 hours ago, but I was working. Just like if you were at a 9-to-5 job, you don't have a cell phone and you can't answer phone calls or personal phone calls. When I'm at work, I don't answer personal phone calls or personal text messages. If you want something, then email me according to my business during my operating hours. And so we have to be so clear about that. And I'm really calling in my business owners to really set those boundaries and make sure that we are aligning our life every single day to the business that we want to flourish and grow. Because that money that you make out of your business is going to influence your lifestyle. So if you want to live in a certain house or drive a certain car, or you want to dress a certain way, or you want to take trips and vacations, then your business has to bring in that cash flow and that money to support that vision that you have. You can't want these things and not want to commit to the daily work that it takes to get there. Oh, my mind is so overwhelmed. I'm so tired. Well, if you stay in that place, you will never get to where you're trying to go. You have to move. You cannot be discombobulated. You cannot be all over the place. You have to take time and get clarity and create a roadmap that will help you get to the place that you want to be. Stop telling yourself, oh, well, you know what? I worked this hard, so I deserve this time off. Really, you haven't earned it, because most of the time you have to be on a job before you gain vacation. But yet when we're in our own business, we want to take vacation as soon as we stay up late one night. We want to sleep in the next day because we stayed up late one night. It will never, it never fails. And I will never understand how an individual who becomes a full-time entrepreneur can be so unstructured, but yet they worked the job for 5, 10, 15, 20 years and made it to work on time, did exactly what their boss asked them to do, stayed over, stayed late. But when it comes to their business, it becomes a side burner thing. It becomes an afterthought. Just like you have a work schedule at your job, you should have a work schedule in your business. Because the more you show up, the more that you put systems in place, the more you organize, How can you be willing to give and build somebody else's brand and business, but will not give your own the same energy? That is why we're getting further and further away from our vision. And you may say, I have this full-time job and I have to bring in money. Yes, you do. But if you are looking at your vision and your vision is to build your own business, why aren't you committed to giving that same energy before or after work? Oh, that's too much. Oh, I can't get up that early. Then you can't own $1 million business. Oh, I can't do that. Well, you're not committed. Sometimes we have to stretch. Sometimes we have to give a little more to become. And as you're giving a little bit more to become, you're setting systems in place so that that won't become your lifestyle. Your lifestyle won't be a hustle and bustle, and you won't be stretching yourself. But you got to lay that foundation. Okay? So, who do you want to become? Who is this person? What are you building and why? If your vision requires a certain lifestyle, then you have to set up your day to align so that you can become that CEO. We want the title. We want the benefits. But sometimes we don't want to outline our day to do the work. And that's just all to it. So as you are thinking about that, when you're thinking about that vision, when you're thinking about who do you want to be, when you're thinking about what you're building and why, I want you to ask yourself, does your daily activity actually match that? Does your daily activity say that you're going to be in a Lamborghini? Does your daily activity say that you're going to have a 20K month? Does your daily activity say you're going to own that nice, beautiful house? Does your daily activity say that you're going to be able to own properties? Does your daily activity say that you are going to have this amazing reach? And a lot of times, our daily activity says you're going to be in the same place you were in 2025. It's not because you don't believe in the year. It's not because you don't believe in yourself. It's because you refuse to get some control and structure over your day. So I'm going to need some people who want to have that structure, who want to have that schedule, who want to become who they're supposed to become. I really love my people. Naquilla, thank you for being here live with me. If you're catching this on replay, #replay, because this is some serious talk. And I know you're sick and tired of looking at vision boards, and that vision is like, oh, I seem like I'm never going to get there. You're going to get there. You have to know it and believe it. You have to put those systems in place. You have to say that this is the person that I want to be in 2026, and then start taking the steps. Like in 2026, I said that I wanted to be a woman who values focus, systems, and alignment. I wanted order in my life. That's my word for 2026. What is your word? What is your sentence that you're saying, hey, this is who I am going to become? Focus is not going to just help with my business, but it's going to help in my personal life. Systems are not going to just help in my business. It's going to help in my personal life. And alignment, doing things that not only serve the person I'm doing it for, but serves me. That is something that we all have to put effort into, is knowing that one sentence that we are standing on in 2026. And the sentence alone eliminates a lot of decisions that I have to make. Because number one, I ask, is it taken away from my focus? Is it aligned to my where my vision is and my vision board is? Is it a part of my systems, or should it be a part of my systems? And so it eliminates a lot of distractions in my life. And when you know your sentence and when you know who you are becoming, it takes away. I no longer do things that don't serve me. It's not about being in more places more, but it's about creating a consistent income. I gave it, why didn't you share that? Why didn't you do that? Because it wasn't aligned. It was not a part of my focus. It wasn't a part of the systems that I put into place. So I want to value that, and I want to have that be a part of my identity and who I am. And so every day I build that into my schedule. I have focus time in my schedule, my tiger time, where I am tying up all the things that need to happen. And during that time, I turn my phone on do not disturb. Why? Because I'm focusing. Every day, I think about my systems and my flow. I think about, what's working and what's not working. What should I be walking into or walking away from? I look at my schedule and I say, okay, is this aligned to say that Carolyn is going to make this amount of money this at the end of this week because I need that amount of money to bring that vision to life? And if the activity does not support that, it's not getting done. Or it has its time that it will get done. And I always have to remind people, my schedule is not your schedule. I don't do things according to when you feel they should be done. Otherwise, you will be removed from my schedule. I do things according to the flow and the systems, especially when it comes to my business. Even in my personal life, I do things that's aligned. I'm not going to spend my time with people that are going to suck my energy or suck my brain dry or just take, but never give. Reciprocity is big in this season. It is the word that 2025 has really showed me that a lot of times there's no reciprocity in a relationship. People think about the benefit that they get from it, and they will tell you, oh, I want to make sure that you're getting. But if you're getting nothing out of it, then you have to ask yourself, is it still aligned? Is it still bringing me closer to the vision, or do I need to let it go? So I want you to look at your day, and I want to ask you, does your morning when you wake up, is that the 2026 version of you? Are you rushed? Do you have clarity? Do you understand how your day is going to flow? Are you reading? Are you journaling? Are you praying? Are you meditating? Are you putting movement into it? Not just because it sounds good, because it is helping you to ground yourself and get ready for the day. What does your morning look like? Does your morning look like the 2026 version of you that you painted on your vision board? If not, you need to sit down and ask yourself, what time should you be waking up and what should you be doing as soon as you wake up? Are you incorporating a flow in the morning where you don't touch your phone until a certain time? Where you are drinking a bottle of water, as you're getting up out of bed? Or do you have a flow to your morning? Or are you just waking up, hopping out of bed, and getting your day started? In order for me to show up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I got to be up way before then. I have to have my flow together so that I can show up on camera, or I can show up for my clients. I can show up for co-working at 5 a.m. But I cannot show up if I do not have a flow in the morning. So what does your morning look like? And does it look like the 2026 you're becoming? See, we want to wait. Oh, as soon as I get off this job, I can. Let me tell you this. Those are lies. If you can't do it right now, then you won't do it then. Stop telling yourself you have to wait until something, because there's always something that you can do now that 2026 version of her that's on that vision board can start. There's always something. Well, if I had a little bit more money, okay. if you had a little bit more money. So let me go ahead and create activities that is going to bring me in a little bit more money, because that's what the 2026 version of you would do. You know, the one you talked about on January the 1st. You know, the one that you went to that vision board party and created. You know, that one that you told people you're going to do, and you posted on Facebook and share with everybody that this is going to be your year. And that person, what is she doing every morning? What time does she wake up? What does she plan to do? How does her flow go? So spend some time thinking about, what does that morning flow look like? Then midday. We don't do busy work. We do work that is intentional and impactful. So what does your midday look like? Are you just doing whatever is thrown at you, or is it intentional? Does the work that you're doing actually going to move the business forward? Or are you sitting there scrolling on Facebook? Oh, I'm going to get around to it. Oh, it's going to happen. Oh, today was a rough day, so I'll just get to it tomorrow. What are your top 3 to 5 priorities? Not 100. What are you committed to getting done each day? I'm going to tell you guys this. Every night I do like a brain clearing or brain dump. Everything in that brain dump can't get done. Otherwise, I would just be going nonstop. But I do pick my top 5 priorities that I want to get done. 3 of them are business, and a lot of times 2 of them are personal. And that's just the flow of right now, because I'm running multiple businesses. I'm coaching multiple clients. I'm serving multiple people and getting their systems in place. So 3 are usually business, 2 are usually personal. One day that's going to switch, where it's going to be 3 personal, 2 business. When that season comes, I'll walk into that season, but that's not what my vision board tells me I need to be doing in this season. And on some days, it's 4 business and 1 personal. So those big priorities is what drives my midday. So at night, when I do that brain dump, in the morning, I know what I didn't finish. I know what I need to get done. And I pick the things from that list to either wrap up and tie up. And it drives my day. I don't have time to be distracted, because I treat my business like I would if I worked a high security position. If I was the president of the United States, there are times where I'm untouchable, unreachable, because I am focused on driving my goals, driving what I'm doing, because I am becoming her. No distractions. No sidebar conversations. No, oh, well, I feel your feelings, I'm sorry, does not help me become that person. You either understand or you don't understand. You either with me or you're not. Either way it goes, I'm going to become. And ask yourself, either way it goes, are you going to become? All right. So your midday, what does your morning look like? Is your morning driving your midday and making sure that you're not just doing busy work, but you're actually accomplishing goals? Then your afternoon. What about your systems? Have you set up the automations that you need, the content batching, the follow-up that you need, the things that allow today's work to support tomorrow's freedom and vision? Are you doing the things? Well, when I get more, I'm going to get those systems in place. No, start where you're at. What systems can you put in place right now? Are you batching your content? Are you batching it because somebody told you to do it? Or are you batching it because you have a vision? I always tell people, content is cash. If you're not creating any type of content, and I'm not just talking about on social media, I'm talking about everywhere, in your emails and your DMs. If you are not creating content and you're getting in people's inbox and just saying, hey, buy this from me, or asking me questions, I don't want to hear, because when I go to your page, I don't know what you're about, because your content is not consistent. So is your afternoons about really getting those systems in place? Are you really that serious about your business? If you want more cash in your business, you have to have more eyeballs on your business. And when you are creating some form of content, you're getting those eyeballs. And understand that content, like I said, is not just social media. Content is emails. Content is text messages. Content is going to networking meeting and sharing with people what you do. Content is just letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you serve people, and not just buy from me. How do you provide a service? How do you benefit them before they spend money with you? I love salespeople. I love the fact that they, hit people up and do cold calling and, hey, do you want to do this, or inbox or whatever. That's great. But understand, in today's time, it's about relationship. It's about warming people. Don't come in my inbox and just start talking to me and I don't know who you are. Come in on one of my pictures. Get into my community. Get aligned to me before you tell me what I need. I have people that come in my inbox and offer me things that I do in my business. That means that you don't know. That means that you haven't spent time to get to know and understand who I am and what I do. Because it's very clear. And especially if you inbox me in my business inbox. So make sure that what you're doing in the afternoon is creating systems, automations, and follow-ups that is going to help catapult you to the person that you are seeing on your vision boards. And in the afternoon, the 2026 version of you believes in resting. Rest is productive. Yeah, I may have told you guys that you got to hustle, you got to get things done, but you're supposed to be doing that during the daytime. You're supposed to be up early, getting the things done so that you can rest at night. Because the reason why we're not resting is because so many things are in our mind and our heart that have not gotten out. And when you don't get your rest, you're tired the next day. And then when you're tired the next day, you don't get things done. And every day you're becoming further and further away from who you're supposed to become because you are not getting the rest that you need. I've told you guys, every night I journal, I reflect on the day. I think about my relationships that I have, my connections that I have. I reevaluate some friendships that I have. I ask myself, is that something that the 2026 me will put up with? I ask myself, is that person keeping me from becoming the 2026 version of me? Is that person using me to become their version, all the while not giving reciprocity to helping me become a better version of me? I think about protecting the connections that I do have that is aligned to us both becoming a better version. I brain dump. I think about the things that I didn't get done for the day and the things that are going to be top priority. Ideas and new ideas that come to my mind, I write them down so that load is lifted up, so that I feel like I can rest, so that I feel like I have accomplished things. Because sometimes we don't realize how much we accomplish until we sit down and reflect. People ask me, do you get rest? When do you sleep? When I sleep, and I sleep well. Because I sleep with the peace of understanding that I gave that day my all. I sleep with the peace of knowing that I have a plan for the next day. I sleep well with knowing that I am on purpose, that I am becoming every single day the her that I said that I should be. That gives me rest. What is the point of building a vision that I am too tired to enjoy? If you know me, I will hop on a flight in a minute and go wherever I want to go. I will hop in my baby bug and I will drive wherever I want to go. Why? Because I have that energy. That energy because I protect it. And I don't allow people, places, or things, someone once told me nouns, to control my day, to control my energy. And you have to get there. And you have to get there now. Here's why. What's behind this? When you plan like this, when you plan your day like this and your flow like this, you protect your energy. And when you protect your energy, you make better decisions. And when you make better decisions, income becomes consistent. You become consistent. Stop complaining about the things that are in your life and make the changes that need to happen. Be grateful for what you do have right now, the income that you do have coming in. But don't allow it to control the person that you're trying to become. So it's not about doing more. It's not about doing less. It's about doing what really matters, what really aligns to becoming that 2026 version of you. So here's what I want you to do in the chat. I want you to write one word that describes the version that you are becoming. I already told you guys mine is order, systems. Like that is something that is so important to me. While I feel like I have all of the systems in place, I think that I've built more systems for other people than I've built for myself. I think that I've put more order in other people's lives than I've put in my own life. I think that I've allowed situations and things to be more important than what really, really matters. And I have to ask myself, is what I'm doing align or a part of the order that I want in my life? Because sometimes I'll look at taking on clients or I'll take on projects and I'll ask myself, is that really serving a purpose? And sometimes it does. And yes, I am helping build their business. But if it takes away from building mine, or if that person tries to overstep or think that their project is the only project that I'm working on, or they're like, okay, I sent you this and I think that you should get it done now, not understanding that I work with, over 40 different clients. If they don't see that as a part of it, then I know that that is not a client that I have. And yes, I do. I have a ton of clients that I work with one-on-one. I have a ton of clients that I support in their CRMs and in their systems. I have a community of people that I help build their business around speaking, their business around becoming a better content creator. And so yes, that's what I do, and that's my business. But if those clients start to interfere with who I'm becoming and what I'm building, that is when I have to ask myself, is that a part of who you're becoming for 2026, and can you serve them any longer? And a lot of times I have to tell them, hey, I've brought you to this point and I'm going to need you to go and get somebody else. Or they'll say it, I'll think it, and they'll say it, and I'm like, ooh, I didn't have to in that relationship. So think about your one word that describes the version of you and that you're just going to stand on in 2026. If it's out of order, I'm not doing it. If it's out of order, it got to be a part of the order that I said I am creating for 2026. Okay. So what is one daily anchor you can commit to this week that aligns to your identity? So one of the daily anchors that I do is the journaling at night and the brain dump, because it allows me to track. It allows me to see what I went through in past days. It allows me to reflect on what needs to get done. So you should have a daily anchor that helps you to align better with that identity, that vision that you have. Because if you don't, then it is going to make your day seems like you're just going, and the days are just running. We already feel like that because it's the last Sunday in January. And I want to let you know that it is okay if you have not done your vision board yet. It is okay if you have not made your schedule yet, but you need to make it now. Stop avoiding it. Stop saying, okay, I'm going to get to it. And that's one of the criterias. When I work one-on-one with the client, I want to know what your daily flow looks like. I want to know what your order looks like, because if you're not getting results, the first thing we want to do is blame it on coaches. The first thing we want to do is blame it on other people. Oh, well, this person didn't do this on time, or this person didn't give this to me. No, it's about your order and your day. It's about your flow. Are you even paying that person to show up for you every single day? Do you know what a coach looks like? Do you know what support looks like? Have you paid for it out of your pocket? So when you think about that anchor, that thing that you need to be doing every single day that's going to bring you back into alignment, you have to know what it is. Number one, I want to see the word that you're standing on for 2026. And number two, I want to know what that daily anchor is that is going to keep you aligned to that vision, to that identity that you're trying to become in 2026. And I want you to know that now is the time. I spent the whole month of January not so much of putting business offers out there, not telling people what I'm going to do in 2026, but I went inward and I got quiet. I spent time with myself. I spent time really understanding what aligns, what doesn't align. What does the 2026 Carolyn's day look like? How is it going to flow? And what I decided for January wasn't about talking about how great I'm going to be in 2026. It's better shown than said. Yes, there's going to be something different about 2026. There's something that's going to emerge from my family, from me, that people have never seen before. But it took January to get that solid foundation, to make those plans, to map it out, to align to the people that I'm going to be working with in 2026, and make sure that they are mapped out as well, because we have to have a clear vision together. If you're not willing to sit down and make the plan and get it on the calendar and say, here's what we're going to be working on, create a 12. If you're not willing to do that, we can't work together. So people who align with me are going to want the same things. They're going to want control, and they're going to want to have that order in their life. They're going to want to be that accountability. Why? Because we planned it together. And ask yourself, are you doing those things? Do you have that anchor so that you can become the 2026 version of you? All right. So think about your morning routine. Think about your midday routine. Think about your afternoon routine. Think about your night routines. Think about your boundaries that you're setting. I need for you guys to really lean in to that schedule. Time blocking. If you want more money, more content release. Meaningful content. Meaningful contents that have call to actions. Meaningful content that is going to drive people to you. Not just asking them to buy, but giving them quality. Not worried about how many times you post, but making sure that the post is consistent. What is one boundary that you're going to set this year that is going to protect your peace, that's going to keep you aligned to the 2026 version that you created on that vision board? So, as you're looking at your calendar on this cold, wintry day, if you're here in Texas and in other states where the storm has blown through and it's requiring us to not get on the road, don't sit on the phone all day. Don't watch TV all day. Pull out your calendar and ask yourself, what can I start doing now that's going to help me become? What seeds can I start planting now? What watering can I pour into my life? Who should I connect with to keep me accountable? Because this is the morning routine, the midday routine, the afternoon routine, the night routine that I'm going to follow so that I can become him, or I can become her. We're becoming in 2026. And I hate to say, if you're not becoming, you're going to get left behind. Every day, you should become closer and closer to that vision. Nothing and no one should stop you. You should guard it like Birmingham Palace. You should guard it like the president is guarded. You should have your Secret Service all around it because you want to become who you know, believe, feel. You want that. You have to have that. And you should be doing everything in your power each and every day to protect that vision, to become that vision, and to do that vision, right? So, as we're thinking about our Plansational Sunday and we're getting ready to walk into becoming her, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you guys are going to look at your day and say, hey, that girl that I put on that vision board, this is what her day looks like. Not your day and what you want, because the person that you are right now should not be planning the day. You should tap in to the 2026 person you're trying to become and let that person plan your day, because that person wakes up at 4:30, or that person wakes up at 5. That person gets up and meditates. That person gets up and drinks her water. That person doesn't just roll out of their bed and be like, I got to go to this 9-to-5 job. But yes, I have to go to this 9-to-5 job because that is my money that I am going to be using to build my business. I'm going to be staying off of ordering things from Amazon if I don't need it. I'm going to be putting more money into getting things that is going to help structure my business. I'm going to spend money on business building tools. I'm not going to eat out anymore. I'm going to go grocery shopping and meal prep. What does that 2026 version of you look like? And what does that day look like if you were already her? That aligns to our affirmation. Let's go ahead and say it together. Every time I say it, I just get chills down my back because I know it is so true. Like, have you ever wanted something so bad? Have you ever seen a life that you know is yours and you just want to just jump into it because you know it belongs to you? Jump into it now. Start asking yourself, would that person be doing what you're doing right now? Okay? Here we go. I am the architect of my time. With every hour, I build my dreams. My plans have purpose. My schedule, it has so much power. I craft my life. One aligned decision, one bold move, one brilliant hour at a time. I am Dr. Carolyn Bobb-Green, and this was your Plansational Sunday. Go ahead, 2026 version of you, and plan a day that looks more like the her or him that you are becoming. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys soon.